The future tense in German describes actions or events that will happen at some point in the future. It most often expresses a prediction, a plan, a promise, or a simple statement of fact about something that is yet to happen. Although there are variations, the future simple is an easy tense because it simply talks about an action or event that will begin and end in the future. The future simple will use the German auxiliary verb werden, will, with the main verb in the infinitive form. Werden will take conjugations in the present tense, while the infinitive of the main verb will always be placed at the end of the sentence. This tense is similar to English, where the auxiliary verb will is used, but unlike English, German places the infinitive at the end of the sentence that uses the future simple. In the subject-verb agreement, the structure of the future simple will have a subject, a conjugated auxiliary verb werden in all subjects, and a main verb in the infinitive form that doesn't change. So, the pattern is a subject, a conjugated auxiliary verb werden, and a main verb in the infinitive form. Ich werde. Du wirst. Sie, es wird. Wir werden. Ihr werdet. Sie werden. This is how the future simple is formed, alongside any German infinitive. Some simple examples are: Ich werde morgen ins Kino gehen. Sie wird nächste Woche nach Berlin reisen. Wir werden das Problem lösen. In these phrases, there are subjects, the verb werden, and infinitives, which are all placed at the end of the sentences. Because infinitives do not take conjugations, the auxiliary verb werden is the only thing needed to convey that the action takes place in the future. So the future simple is not as hard as it seems, which is similar to English. Still, it's important to understand when to use it. The German future simple is common in expressions of future actions, predictions, intentions, and promises, like in the following sentences. Morgen werde ich meine Hausaufgaben machen. Wird jetzt zu Hause sein. Das Wetter wird morgen schön sein. Ich werde dir helfen. While such phrases are simple, German has an alternative. In spoken German, native speakers often use the present tense with a future time expression instead of directly using the future simple, like Ich gehe morgen ins Kino, instead of Ich werde morgen ins Kino gehen. Using the present tense with a future time indicator is more natural in everyday speech. Moreover, we have to know the difference between the future simple and the future perfect. Like English, German also has the future perfect, which describes actions that will have been completed in the future. In German, this concept is called Futur I, simple, and Futur II, perfect. Futur I simply describes an action that will happen, like Ich werde das Buch lesen. But Futur II describes an action that will have been completed, like Ich werde das Buch gelesen haben. The future perfect will be explained more in the next video, yet more concepts need to be known. When it comes to questions, the future simple is used to ask about future actions, just like in statements. Wann wirst du kommen? Wirst du mir helfen? Was werden wir morgen machen? The responses can be Ich werde morgen früh kommen. Ja, ich werde dir helfen. Wir werden zu Hause bleiben. Additionally, German has the verb wohl, which is often used in the future simple to reinforce assumptions about the present or future, like wird wohl müde sein. Das wird wohl nicht so einfach sein. It's also possible to express commands or requests in a formal way in the future simple, sounding more polite, like Sie werden jetzt bitte den Raum verlassen. This concept is not that common in everyday speech, but may appear in formal situations. Speaking of formality, the future simple is also present in German literature and journalism. In literature and news reports, the future simple is sometimes used instead of the present to make a statement sound more formal, like Der Täter wird durch die Polizei gefasst werden. Die Mannschaft wird die Meisterschaft gewinnen. Furthermore, even though the future simple is in the language, many native speakers use the present tense for the future when the context is clear, like Morgen fahre ich nach Berlin. Morgen werde ich nach Berlin fahren. Both statements are correct, but the first one is more natural in casual conversation. Overall, this is how the German future simple, Futur I, fully works in German.